Okay, I'm going to give this another shot today. I'm going to explain it different. Hopefully, it makes more sense the way I'm explaining it. Now, in all these problems on this page, all six of them, okay, you're working at a job. And when you work at a job, you get paid by the hour. And then to find out how much total money you make, you have to take your how much you make per hour times the number of hours that you work. Now, some of these problems are going to be multiplication, some of them are going to need to be division. Okay? So here's kind of the baseline we're going to follow up top here on the paper. You got to pay attention to that. It says dollars I make per hour times the hours I work equal the total money I made. So I make $20 per hour at my job. If I work 8 hours, how much money did I make altogether? Now, put an equal sign. That's our friend here, okay? Equations are our friend. Now, over here, I want to know, if I know it, after I was done working, how much money did I make? It was not $20 because I make that every hour, okay? And I obviously worked more than an hour, okay? So basically, I don't know how much total money I made. That's what the problem's asking me for, so I put a question mark. Now over here, how much were we making per hour? Well, we were making $20. And I multiply that by the hours I work, which is 8. Okay? So this is a multiplication problem. I'm just going to be taking 20 times 8, and that's 160. Okay? So I put $160 over here because that's what I didn't know. After I was done working, I made $160. Okay, my next problem. I make $5 each hour at my job. If I made $50, how many hours did I work? Okay. After I was done working, how much money did I make? I made $50, so I'm going to put a 50 over here. How much was I making every hour? I was making $5 every hour. Times, how many hours did I work? That's what I don't know, so I put question mark. Now, it says 5 times question mark, so I can't times because I don't know that. So what I do instead is divide. This is a division problem. I take the total money I made that I ended up with divided by what I was making. So 50 divided by 5 is 10, okay? So I'm going to put a 10 above that question mark and circle it because that's my answer. Now 5 times 10 is 50, so that makes perfect sense. Okay? If I make $8 per hour at my job, I make $8 per hour at my job. If I made $40, how many hours did I work? When I quit working, how much money did I have? I had 40. How much was I making per hour? I was making 8 times the number of hours that I worked. Now, that's what I don't know. I don't know how many hours I worked, so that's what my answer to the problem, okay? So this is another division problem because I can't multiply because it says 8 times question mark, okay? So to find the question mark, we take the total money we made and divide it by the number we're making per hour. So again, that's like figuring out how many times 8 goes into 40. So 8, 8, 8, but it's hard to count by 8, so I take 40 divided by 8. That's 5. So I worked 5 hours. I make $12 per hour at my job. If I work 10 hours, how much money did I make? Okay. When I stopped working, do I know how much money I made? I don't think I do. It wasn't 12 because I made that every hour and I worked more than an hour. So that's a question mark. Okay. Well, how much was I making per hour? I was making $12 per hour. How many hours did I work? Well, I worked 10. So this is a multiplication problem. I just take 12 times 10, okay? That's 120. So I put 120, and remember, that's money. $120 is how much I made. I make $25 per hour at my job. If I ended up with $250, how many hours did I work? Okay? So, when I quit working, how much money did I have? Well, I had $250. How much money was I making every hour? I was making 25. Times, do I know how many hours I worked? No. That's what I'm asked to find. So I can't multiply because we have a question mark with the multiplication. Because if I punch it in the calculator, I don't know what to punch in. It's question mark, so it becomes a division problem. So when I divide, I take the total money I made and divide that by this, okay? And 250 divided by 25 is 10. So I work 10 hours. I make $7 per hour at my job. If I ended up with $84, how many hours did I work? So when I stopped working, how much money did I have? I know I had 84. How much money was I making every hour? Well, I was making $7 every hour. How many hours were there? That's what I don't know. So again, 7 times question mark. So this is going to have to turn into a division problem. And I take my total, 84, and when you divide, it's got to be correctly. You take your total divided by 7. Okay, so 84 divided by 7 is 12. So I work 12 hours. Okay, now on the back side, it's a little bit different, okay? What I'm doing in all these problems, I'm going to the store, I'm buying apples. Now, when I buy apples, they're bought by the pound, okay? So, total I spent, sorry. That should say spent right there, your paper does. So the total money I spent is going to be equal to how much a pound costs times how many pounds I actually bought. So apples cost $3 per pound. If I buy 10 pounds of apples, how much did I spend? So what's the total amount of money I spent? You could say, well, $3. No, that's not your total. That's every pound costs $3, and you bought more than 1 pound. We don't know how much we spent. Okay, now what was the price per pound? Every pound I buy costs how much money? $3. Times how many pounds did I buy? About 10. So, this is a multiplication problem. I just take 3 times 10, and that's 30, okay? 30, and then that's $30 that I spent. Apples cost $2 per pound. I spent $2 on the apples. How many pounds did I buy? Okay? Equals. So, at the end, when I get done buying everything and I go to the cash register and check out, how much do I owe? How much am I going to have to pay? I'm going to have to pay $16. Okay? What's the price per pound? The price per pound is 2. And the pounds I bought, that's what I don't know, because it says how many pounds did I buy? So that's the question mark. That's the question. So this is a division problem, because I can't multiply, because I don't know what to multiply by. So 16 divided by 2. And division, remember, that's 2, 4, 6, you know what I'm saying, right? A bunch of 2's, but if you divide, you get 8, okay? Okay. Apples cost $2.50 per pound. If I spent $20 on the apples, how many pounds did I buy? So at the end, when I go check out at the cash register, how much money do I have to pay? Well, I have to pay $20. How much did the apples cost per pound? Well, they cost $2.50. Get your decimal in there. Do I know how many pounds I bought? I don't think I do, so question mark. Again, I can't times, so this becomes a division problem, okay? I take the total money I spent divided by what the price was for every pound, okay? So 20, you want to use your calculator here because I got 8, okay? So 8 pounds, because the pounds is what I didn't know. Pounds. Okay, apples cost $4 per pound. If I bought 9 pounds of apples, how much money did I spend? So when I get done and I check out, do I know how much money I spent? At the end, when I check out at the register, I don't think we do, so this is the question mark. Okay, how much do the apples cost per pound? Well, they cost $4, okay? And then how many pounds were there? Well, there were 9. So this is just a straight multiplication. I take 4 times 9, whoops. I get 36. Okay, apples cost $2 per pound. If I bought 11 pounds, how much money did I spend? Okay? So at the end, what's the total money that I spent? I don't think I know that, okay? So question mark. What's the cost per pound? $2. How many pounds did we buy? We bought 11, okay? So that's, again, a times problem. 2 times 11, and that's 22. So $22 is how much I spent. Okay, next one. Apples cost $3 per pound. If I spent $9, how many pounds of apples did I buy? Okay, so when I check out at the register, how much money did I spend? $9, that's your cost. When they ring you up at the cash register, you're going to pay $9. Okay, what was the price per pound of apples? Every pound costs how much? $3. How many pounds of apples? Ooh, I don't know that, okay? So I can't multiply, so instead I divide, okay? So I take the total cost divided by the price per pound. 9 divided by 3 is 3, so the question mark is 3, and it's 3 pounds. Okay, we'll continue to work on that in the coming days.